vantage point and what's going on up in the air there. We'd appreciate it. Yeah.
This is Chopper 5 to Corporan and Wolf. Corporan and Wolf. What are your locations?
All right. He's talking to the assignment folks here at Channel 5, trying to set up some sort of contact. So apparently we can hear him, but he cannot hear us. So we have no way to tell him to talk to us.
Well, a lot of our communication stuff is on top of the World Trade Center. Yes.
Yep.
So I imagine all TV stations, all cell phones, all that stuff that we rely on every day are, you know, a big problem right now.
There's some of the folks standing on the ground wondering what to make of all this. Again, shortly before 9 o'clock this morning, the first of 3 terrorist attacks on this country, 2 here in New York, 1 in Washington. A plane slammed into the upper floors of the North Tower of the World Trade Center, and then a few minutes later, another plane, pretty large planes as well.
You sit here and you look at this, and
Just for a second,
go right ahead,
that second explosion took place when the second plane went in. Then a third explosion took place at the Pentagon, and now there are unconfirmed reports that a 4th explosion, the second at the Pentagon, has also taken place. So we're flying by the seat of our pants here, trying to keep up with this terrible terrorist activity. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh, not at all, James. I'm just saying, you sit here and you look at this, and as journalists, you are not supposed to inject any of your personal feelings. But I'm sitting here, I'm looking at this, and I'm mad as hell. I really am. I am so angry that something like this could take place in our country.
Disrupt our lives, yeah.
Well, I think it's also frightening. I mean, let's face it, we're journalists, but we also live in this city.
Thank you.
We have children that we're raising in this city, so we have concerns just like everybody else, and we want to keep this place safe. And who would think in our lifetime that we would see something like this?
Yeah. Should we have been aware of this, Mr. Jaffe? Should we have been some inkling? Because apparently we got blindsided here.
I would think, and the government has various motives, and each of the various pieces of the government have other intelligence sources, but I would hope that we would be on top of some of this. And in years past, sometimes we weren't, sometimes we weren't, but at least we had an inkling. It seems to me one of the things we have to do is to increase our intelligence gathering faculties domestically as well as overseas, especially domestically. And that may frighten some people because they don't want to have their rights compromised. On the other hand, we have to give up something in order to be safe. To the extent that they've accomplished our becoming fearful and you becoming angry, they've created a situation we have to rectify, and we have to do it quickly.
Do you think the FBI is going to come under a lot of fire for letting something like this slip? This obviously seems like a well-planned attack on New York and Washington, and we don't know.
Allow me to interrupt you,
Okay.
please. This is Rick Leventhal with Fox News Channel.
The smoke is obviously cleared somewhat. Ma'am, she's with DCPI. Can you talk to us for just a second? Bring us up to speed. Obviously, people have their hands full out here. It's not easy getting anyone to talk. Yeah, tell me where you were. What happened? What did you see? What did you hear?
First, I went on Canal Street. I saw the fire. I saw the 2 buildings. I think it was a bomb because it's 2 of them. Anyway, when I got there, I tried to save people because I'm a doctor. When I tried to save people, the moment we heard a big explosion coming down, everything just went black. Everything came down, glass started popping. People got hurt. Stuff went on top of them, and it was a big explosion, and everything got dark, real dark, like snow. You can see behind me, oh, this is not snow, this is all from the building. It was a terrible nightmare.
Where exactly were you standing when this happened?
I was standing right in front of the World Trade Center.
So you were down the block here? And
Right
you came
there in the
running this
middle,
way?
right? Yeah.
Did you get hurt at all?
No, not me.
Did you see anyone around you getting caught up in it?
Yeah, I was with the firemen. We got hurt. We all went inside to this dark. We was inside the building when everything happened, but we came out alive.
What's your name?
My name is Dr. Angel.
Were you able to assist anyone before this happened?
Yes, I did. I help a lot of patients. A lot of them.
Well, there are a lot more people that need help now.
Need help,
so
yeah.
if you're capable, maybe you should...
Yes, I'm going to go back. I lost my ID, but I try to go back.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks a lot for
All
talking
right.
to us.
Thank
you. Can you talk to us for a second? Jesus, just... Huh?
I saw Trade Center down.
Well, tell me what you saw.
All right, I was coming down 6th Avenue, running down to meet this truck.
Pat Muskoff,
As
Fox
I'm walking
News
down
engineer.
6th
Go
Avenue,
ahead. Good. Start again.
I'm coming down 6th Avenue. All the traffic, all the people traffic was running up. And I'm looking up, I'm trying to call the station, trying to find where we are. And I look up and the tower just starts crumbling down. And everybody in the street just stops and started crying and bawling. And I'm standing next to a fireman, he said, yeah, they just bombed the Pentagon too. So that's basically where I saw. Then I came running down here. Traffic's not allowed past Warren Street. And you see what's here.
Do you know which of the two towers?
The one without the main antenna on it. The second one that was hit.
That's the further south? This more southerly tower?
I think it's Tower 1, I'm not too sure the exact.
And you actually saw it from the top down
I saw
collapsing.
it just come tumbling. It came sideways like this. It just collapsed in on top of itself. It was amazing, but very upsetting to watch the whole thing come tumbling down. So we all thought it was another explosion, and we looked up. Instead of being two, there's one.
Just an unbelievable scene
big
here. It's almost difficult to describe what's going on here. It's unbelievable. You can see that we have One World Trade Center completely engulfed in flames. The upper floor is completely engulfed in flames. Two World Trade Center has collapsed. It collapsed, I guess, about 15 minutes or so ago. We had two planes, as you've been hearing. One plane hit One World Trade a short time ago. I guess it's going back about 45 minutes to maybe to an hour or so ago. And then shortly after that, another plane. We actually witnessed the plane coming up the East River, and it seemed to be getting dangerously close to World Trade, and we thought that it was going to hit, and it did in fact hit. We saw the explosion and all of the debris flowing down toward the lower Manhattan there, and it's just incredible how right now what we see on the ground down here is that the entire area of lower Manhattan right now is completely engulfed in a big black cloud of smoke. Now we did have some people down there that were shooting some tape for us. They said that the entire area is completely engulfed in smoke right now. It's very, very difficult to see at this point. And right now our concerns in terms of what we're doing up here is that the area, as we understand it, has been sealed off. The airspace has been sealed off. So they are not allowing people to come in and out of the airspace at this point. We are able to stay here right now, but no commercial traffic is being allowed to exit or enter the airspace right now. And we did hear some reports that there were hundreds of people. We did hear reports that there were hundreds of people, if not more, on the ground that were injured. There are obviously numerous casualties involved in all of this. Now, in terms of flying right now, our concern right now is just basically keep an eye out for any planes, any suspicious planes that enter the airspace. Right now, by definition, any plane that we see enter the airspace, if it's not an American fighter jet, which we have seen, or if it's not a news helicopter or a police helicopter, is suspicious at this point, and we need to get out of their way.
77th floor in One World Trade. You were in the building?
Yes.
We did not see the debris hit anything specific on the ground because we are being kept at a distance right now. We're being kept at 3-4 miles away. Actually, I'm being told now by my pilot we're being kept at a minimum of 5-mile radius of the World Trade Center. That is for our own safety and also for the safety of the people on the ground. The debris, it's very, very difficult to determine which way the debris fell. It may have fallen toward the east, but I'm really not sure at this point which way the building collapsed. It was very difficult to see. It kind of erupted in a big cloud of dust and smoke at this point, so it was very difficult to see which way the debris fell, but it did appear that it may have fallen over toward the east side of the island. You can see it's an incredible scene here. It's almost the entire southern tip of Manhattan completely engulfed in smoke at this point. And we are told that it is virtually impossible to see down there. I can only imagine what emergency crews are going through at this point, not being able to see, trying to fight a fire. Right now, it's just kind of a moot point. Basically, I would think that right now the priority is just to preserve life at this point. The fire continues to burn at the top of One World Trade. Two World Trade, as I told you a little bit earlier, collapsed, and it appeared as though it was collapsing over toward the east side of the island, but that has not been confirmed. I can't be sure of that completely. But just an incredible scene out here. It's really almost difficult to describe.
Again, the words of Kai Simonson, who is up in the air in chapter 5. He was up in the air with his camera focused on the building when the second plane rammed into the World Trade Center, and it must have been quite a sight for him and quite an experience.